Welcome back to 10 Minute Retro, where we give old school games a shot of new life, one quick playthrough at a time. I'm Brother Bat, and today we're dusting off an obscure little gem from the Game Boy library, the Sword of Hope. Released by Kemco in 1991, this first-person RPG is part Zelda, part Myst, and a whole lot of quirky Game Boy charm. He plays a young prince named Theo on a quest to defeat his corrupted father and bring peace back to the kingdom. But don't expect a lot of animation. This is a classic text-based exploration meets turn-based battles. So before I jump into the 10 minutes of gameplay, let's talk trivia. Here are 5 things you probably didn't know about the Sword of Hope. Number 1, it was one of the earliest RPGs on Game Boy. Released before Final Fantasy Legend 2, it helped prove RPGs could work on handhelds. Number 2, it was originally titled Selection in Japan, and the original name was Selection Erabareshi Mono, meaning the chosen one. And my Japanese is not very good, but it just gives you an idea. It was the chosen one. Number 3, you can easily get stuck. There are numerous points where using or not using an item properly will leave you unable to continue. It's classic trial and error RPG design right there. Number 4, it has a sequel. The Sword of Hope 2 was actually released in 1996 for Game Boy, and it's even harder to find today. And number 5, it was re-released on the 3DS Virtual Console in 2012 as a Japanese only. So sadly, us here in the Western audience, we never got a chance to re-experience it officially. Now, lucky for us, this just got added to the Nintendo Switch Online, and so we're going to be playing the Sword of Hope today. So let's jump in and see how it goes. All right, so we are in the Sword of Hope. I've never played this game before. Don't have a whole lot of info on it, but as I read, it was a type of text-based game, which kind of reminds me of the older Police Quest. So it's point-and-click type thing, but there was a lot of text-based on a lot of those. So let's just see how this goes, and we'll see what happens. So prologue, here's a legend of one chosen by destiny who must destroy a looming darkness, returning the light of a kingdom. There was a brave king who ruled the peaceful country of Rikar, who one day became overwhelmed by an evil dragon. The dragon had once been bound by the hex of a sword thrust into the heart of his likeness, but the beast was able to instill strong visions of wisdom and power in the king, which brought forth the hidden evil in his heart. The dragon soon had complete control of him. The possessed king was then urged to remove the sword from the ancient painting, and when he did, darkness spilled over the land. The country declined greatly as fear in its people increased. The dragon summoned the evil power Mammon and commanded that he turn the people into trees. It was truly dark across the land, but there was a ray of light, the birth of Prince Theo. Sweet, it's about us right there. The king grew very angry at the prince, for on his left arm was a birthmark shaped like a dagger. This omen made the king rage until one day he drew his sword with intent to bring it down on the prince. A brave knight named Pascal was astonished and risked his own life to rescue Prince Theo. Pascal then fled with the prince to the forest. For fortunately, there were 3 powerful magicians who, to prevent the evil from spreading, concealed the king and his castle underground. One of the magicians had retrieved the Sword of Hope, which had been pulled from the painting then. 3 magicians secured themselves behind locked gates. Time has passed. The tide is turning. Now a truly important mission awaits you. Alright, so let's start our timer and see what happens here. Theo, you are big enough to live by yourself. In truth, I've kept something from you. Listen well. The darkness rules this country and changed its people into trees. Only one of royal blood can save the king from the darkness. Only you. That's kind of sweet. One of the 3 magicians has the Sword of Hope. Using it, you can destroy the darkness. They locked the gates of their own land strongly and attempted to send the keys to you by pigeon. They were intercepted by helpers of the darkness. Note to self, don't send keys via pigeons, so that you may fail. Theo, the travel may be hard, but at any risk, go find the Sword of Hope. If tired, visit Shaman using the magic teleport. It's often said his crystal ball tells truth. You can listen to the message and rest well. Now get ready for your travel. Good luck. You wear the copper armor and probite sword. Nice. You bring white wheat, herb, and a magic book with you. Now you may travel. Okay, so these kind of games like this with these text-based games, you have options to look around and figure out. So we're in Old Man's room. I'm guessing there's various things that we can do where we can go. Okay, so we can move our direction pad. We can look, see in room. It's the room with the memories of your 15 years with the old man. Okay. So I'm guessing we probably need to go out. So let's see if we can move out here. Okay, there's a door in front of us. So let's try to open the door. How about that? Front door. You open the front door. Now let's just see if we can move out. Oh, did I go the wrong way there? I must have. Okay, open front door. Now, do I go this way? Ah, there we go. Oh, just now someone called out your name. Prince Theo, please listen to our story. But as you look around, you see no one. Could the trees be talking? So we're in the forest. Let's take a look. Trees. A tree whispers. Prince Theo, the force of darkness suddenly turned us into trees. We've been here so long, we don't know how much time has passed. Please, help us to return to our real likeness as soon as possible. We will do all we can to help you. If you want to know something, listen and we will tell you. Okay, cool. So let's see what we've got here. Look around. Okay, so that's the door that we were at earlier. So let's go back this way. Oh, that's the old man house. Okay, wait a second. That one is, that's the shaman house. Got it. Okay, so let's go this way. An enemy is in your way. Must be what that dot is for. Well, let's see what we got. We've got a moth here. Let's fight the moth. Moth blows out poisonous powder. The attack doesn't affect Theo. Theo attacks. Moth sustained 5 points damage. Moth is defeated. Hey, look at that. Ching! Got 2 gold from that moth. This battle increased your experience 1 point. Nice. Alright, so let's take a look here. Can we see power? Sword. Okay, dexterity, stamina, agility, maximum hit points, maximum magic points. Try to the next level, you need 9 experience points. Okay, good RPG stuff like this, typical. Alright, so let's keep walking through. We are in the forest. Looks like there's an enemy over here, I'm guessing with that dot. Let's see if that's true. Yep, an enemy is in your way. That's good to know. Alright, so we'll fight this moth. Theo is affected, which by the way, English, that would be A-F-F-E-C-T-E-D, not E-F-F. It should be affected A by the poison. Theo attacks. Moth sustained 3 points damage. Moth is defeated. You get 1 gold. This battle increased your experience 1 point. There we go. So a lot of probably just grinding to get stuff up. Here we got another enemy. See if it's another moth or something different. Okay, it's another moth. So we'll see what happens here. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the with the music and the way the action's going on. Some of the older RPGs on Nintendo, and I just went blank on what they're called, but some of the older ones that, or some of the first ones on that are really popular nowadays, but weren't probably big things, especially in the Western days back in Western culture, just because RPGs weren't a huge thing. Final Fantasy really started that barrage for us. Speaking of Final Fantasy, something fun for you guys to know, I actually have my original Game Boy still, and I have both Final Fantasy Legend, Final Fantasy Legend 2, Legend 3, and Adventure all on Game Boy. And so I love that I've got those, because now those are kind of retro to have those and still own those from that standpoint, and they still work, like I said. So I love that. Bought all those. I bought Final Fantasy Legend, the original one, played it, loved it, beat it, and then saw they had a sale when I was a kid at KB Toys for Final Fantasy Legend 2, 3, and the Final Fantasy Adventure game. And so I bought all of those at that time, and it was a great buy, if I can say that. All right, so we've got enemies all around us. Looks like we've got more enemies here. So we'll keep going after some of these enemies and grinding a little bit to get my... Ow, that one kind of hurt. He didn't poison me. He actually attacks. So I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Only got 1 gold and 1 experience point, but he hit me. So a lot of grinding here with the fighting and just trying to... It's also one of those where you almost need a grid paper to map out your map on this. Probably is a map online of this one. So, you know, but I remember as a kid, some of those older RPG games like this. I used to play Bard's Tale on PC way back in the day, but you'd have to map out where you were going, what you were wanting to do, so you kind of knew the direction. Oh, we got a couple of them off this time. Kind of knew the direction where things were, and so it was always a little bit of a challenge to figure out where you were going, how are you going, where certain rooms were, or buildings, or whatever that you wanted to keep a note of and that you could get back to. And so always a fun thing to try to figure out those kind of things, learn from how to create those maps. Oh, look at this, another moth appeared. Okay, I may get myself killed here on this one. It's good to know I'm already poisoned here. At least the poison only lasts for the battle. It doesn't seem to stick around after. Glad they're only just throwing out poisonous powder that I already have. Man, they're dodging my attacks. I'm gonna need to probably get out of here because I'm losing big time. Oh, ouch. I may die here, folks. Can I last for the other minute and 30 seconds here? Ouch! 8 points. I think that just killed me right there. Let's see what happens when you die. Oh, don't despair. Be careful not to use up your power again. Well, that's kind of nice. You go back to the old man, it looks like. So a stone mill here. If you can use... Oh, no. The magic text. Magic book. Normal magic. Some teleport. Okay. So there's just some more stuff here with this. Just a very interesting game. We'll go out our door here, go out the front door, and let's see if we can go out that door. There we are in the forest again. We got an enemy over here. Let's see, that one, I got the moth there, got 2 points. Ah, there we go. I increased because I got enough. Oh, I remember a spell. That's nice. So I've got a magic spell now. Got teleport. Let's go see if we can find an enemy and use some magic here in our last few seconds here. See what that does. Oh good, doesn't affect me. Again, wrong letter. Ooh, nice little cool effect there they did. Flies at Moth 1. Oh, that was painful for them. Moth 2 attacks. Thank you for hurting me. Okay, so there we go. And I got some more experience points from it. So that really wraps up. So let's get to our wrap up and see what we think on this. So, all right, that's 10 minutes of the Sword of Hope. So, is it still fun in 2025? I gotta say, it's a slower paced game. But if you love retro RPGs or story-driven dungeon crawlers, this one might be worth a deeper dive. As always, it's time to rate it on the Retro Replay Meter, my total subjective 1 to 10 scale for whether I'd come back and play more. So with this one, especially if you're a big fan of niche RPGs, I'm going to give this one, for me, a 6.5. I'll probably come back to try this one again just because I have memories of these kind of games, but I don't know if it's something I would pick up and really deep dive into, because a lot of times I'm looking, especially in the retro games, I want something I can just jump into and go. And so this one's going to take a lot more time. I love that on the Switch Online I can play this and save my progress and come back to it and pick up where I left off. So if you've played this one before or it's totally new to you, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend who loves obscure retro games. See you next time on 10 Minute Retro.